In a quiet monastery within a bamboo forest, a young monk named Ren struggled with his incessant chatter. His bright curiosity disrupted the peaceful atmosphere, alarming the elderly monks, who valued silence as a pathway to deeper understanding. One day, Master Li decided to teach Ren a lesson. He called Ren to the temple garden, a place of tranquility, and presented him with a small clay bowl. "Your task," Master Li said, "is to fill this bowl with the sounds of the garden. Do not leave until it is full." Confused, Ren protested, "But Master, sounds cannot be held." Master Li simply replied, "You will find the answer in silence," and left. Determined, Ren sat by the pond, attempting to scoop sounds into the bowl. However, no matter how hard he tried, the bowl remained empty. Frustrated, Ren began to mutter to himself, "This is impossible. How can anyone fill a bowl with sound? It doesn't make sense." His muttering grew louder, drowning out the gentle sounds of the garden. The birds flew away, startled, and the koi retreated to the bottom of the pond. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Ren grew weary. He placed the bowl beside him and leaned against a rock, observing the garden. For the first time, he stopped trying to capture the sounds and simply began to listen. He noticed the delicate hum of the wind passing through the bamboo, the distant croak of a frog, and the soft plop of water as a fish surfaced. Each sound seemed to weave into the next, creating a symphony he had never truly heard before. However, as soon as he became aware of his stillness, his thoughts intruded. "Perhaps if I describe the sounds to Master Li, he will accept that as filling the bowl," he thought. His mind raced with words, trying to capture what he heard. Once again, the harmony of the garden faded beneath the noise of his thoughts. The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the garden. Now, quiet and contemplative, Ren picked up the bowl again. This time, he closed his eyes and held the bowl gently in his hands. He let go of the urge to talk, analyze, or think. Instead, he simply sat, allowing the sounds of the garden to wash over him. The rustling leaves, the distant murmur of a stream, and the occasional call of a bird. All these sounds seemed to fill not the bowl, but Ren himself. He began to feel a deep sense of peace, as if the silence within him was as alive as the sounds surrounding him. In that moment, he realized that silence was not the absence of sound, but the space in which sound could exist. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Master Li returned to the garden. He found Ren sitting still, the bowl resting in his lap. "Have you filled the bowl, Master?" Li asked. Ren looked up, his face serene. "No, Master," he replied. "I cannot fill the bowl with sound, but in trying, I have learned to listen. I have discovered that silence is the space that allows everything to be heard." Master Li nodded, his eyes gleaming with approval. "You have understood the lesson, Ren. Words can only point to the truth, but silence allows you to experience it. In silence, you find clarity, connection, and the wisdom to hear what truly matters." From that day forward, Ren spoke less and listened more. He discovered that by quieting his mind and creating space within himself, he could connect more deeply with the world around him. The birds seemed to sing louder, the wind carried secrets he had never noticed, and even the chatter of his fellow monks took on new meaning. Ren also noticed a change in his relationships. When he spoke, his words carried weight because they arose from a place of stillness and understanding. The other monks began to seek his counsel, not because he talked much, but because he had learned the art of listening. Years later, when Ren became a teacher himself, he would often sit in the garden with his students. He would hand them a clay bowl and say, Fill this with the sounds of the world, and you will discover the power of silence. Thus, the lesson of the bowl was passed down, reminding each generation that silence is not empty. It is full of presence, awareness, and the profound ability to hear life's quiet truth. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.